Ever feel like you're just spinning your wheels? Working harder and harder, but still not getting ahead?
Yeah.
That's what we're digging into today with
Okay.
this deep dive
Right?
into a video script, actually.
Interesting.
It's called Getting a Job Won't Save You. Why Work Alone Won't Lift You from Poverty.
Hmm.
And it's really making us question. You
Yeah.
know, that classic idea that hard work equals a good life.
Oh, yeah, that age-old advice, right? Like, work hard, get a job.
Right,
You'll be
exactly.
be set.
It's practically a cultural mantra.
Right, totally.
Yeah.
It's so ingrained.
But this script is saying
Yeah.
maybe it's not the whole picture anymore.
Well, and I think that's what's so thought-provoking about this script. It's
Yeah.
really pushing us to examine
Yeah.
if that equation still holds up in today's world.
Like, does it?
Right.
Because the script straight up calls it the big lie.
Uh-huh.
And I gotta say,
Yeah.
you know, as someone who's dealt with stagnant wages and watched housing costs go through the roof,
Oh, tell me about it.
it makes you think.
For sure.
It really resonates with my own experience.
Yeah.
It's like that analogy they use in the script
Oh, yeah. What's up?
about trying to fill a leaky bucket.
Oh, right.
You can pour in all the water you want,
Uh-huh.
but if it's constantly draining out,
Yeah.
you're never going to get ahead,
It's a powerful image.
isn't it?
Really drives the point home.
And the script doesn't just stop at the analogy.
No, they don't.
It goes on to back it up with data.
Right? Like hard numbers?
Exactly. Like on wages,
Mm-hmm.
living costs,
Yeah.
and inflation.
Of course, the ever-present inflation.
Always lurking.
Right.
But, you know, it's not just about the numbers.
No, you're right. It's about real people's lives.
Exactly.
It's about how these economic forces actually impact us on a personal level.
Like, I remember landing my first full-time job,
Oh, yeah.
feeling so proud.
That first paycheck
Yes,
must have felt amazing.
it did.
All right.
But then
Yeah.
reality set in.
The bills, student loans, if you have them.
Ugh, student loans.
It all adds up so quickly.
Way too quickly.
It can be a rude awakening for sure.
It was for me.
Yeah.
Suddenly I was working my tail off
Uh-huh.
and still living paycheck to
Yeah.
paycheck
I've been there.
and reading the personal story in the script.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of people have a similar story.
It's a pretty common experience, unfortunately.
It definitely makes you rethink that whole
Yeah.
work hard and you'll succeed
Yeah,
idea.
for sure.
Because what if working hard isn't enough anymore?
Right. And what's even more interesting is that this doesn't just impact, those we typically think of as the working poor.
Yeah.
The script highlights how this issue reaches way beyond that.
It does.
It's affecting a much wider range of people.
It is.
Like they mentioned single parents.
Yeah. Juggling multiple jobs.
Exactly. And college grads.
Oh, yeah. Saddled with student loan debt
Huge amounts of it.
and retirees even.
Right. Folks who thought they had enough saved.
But now everything costs more.
Way more. And they're struggling to make ends meet.
And they even talk about entrepreneurs. The ones we usually see as success stories.
Yeah, the ones we think made it.
Right. But the script points out
Mm-hmm.
they often face long hours,
Yeah.
financial instability,
Absolutely.
and this constant pressure to keep their businesses afloat.
Definitely, it's not all sunshine and roses.
It really challenges our assumptions about who's struggling.
It does. It really does.
It seems like a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
from all walks of life
Across different demographics.
are stuck in this system
The system that feels like it rewards hard work with exhaustion.
rather than opportunity.
Exactly.
So if this is impacting so many people,
Yeah.
what's at the heart of the problem?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Is it just that jobs don't pay enough anymore?
Well, that's a huge part of it, for sure.
Especially in cities.
Oh, yeah, especially in urban areas where the cost of living is just sky high.
Like, you could be making what some would consider a good salary
Say $100,000 or more even.
and still struggle to afford basic necessities.
Housing,
Healthcare.
it eats up so much of your income.
It's like this gap
Yeah,
between income and expenses.
Mhm.
It just keeps widening.
leaving more and more people in a precarious position.
So what happens
Yeah,
when working hard, getting a good job
Yeah.
just isn't enough?
right. It raises a lot of questions, doesn't it?
What are our options?
Exactly. And if the traditional advice isn't cutting it anymore,
Yeah,
what needs to change?
we'll have to dive into that more in a bit.
Sounds good. I'm ready when you are.
Okay, so we're questioning that whole job is the answer idea.
Mm-hmm.
What does the script say we should be doing instead?
Well, they've got this 3-step plan
Okay,
to break free from this cycle.
I like the sound of that, breaking free.
Right.
So what's step one?
Diversify your income.
Diversify.
Yeah.
That sounds a little intimidating.
I know, right?
Like, especially if you're already working full-time,
Mm-hmm.
maybe got kids to take care of. Where do you even find the time for more income streams
That's a valid point.
and the money to get them started?
It can be a lot,
Right.
but even small steps,
Right.
they can make a difference over time.
So it's not about making a ton of money right away.
No, not necessarily.
It's more about
Building a safety net,
Okay.
not relying on just one source of income.
So if that one job disappears,
Mm-hmm.
you're not left with nothing.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's about spreading the risk.
Like, instead of having one leaky bucket,
Uh-huh.
you have several smaller ones.
And maybe some of those buckets are patched up a bit better.
Less leaky.
Exactly.
Okay, so what are some of those smaller buckets?
Well, the script talks about side hustles.
Side hustles.
Yeah, like
Look what?
freelance work,
Right.
driving for a rideshare company,
Okay.
or even just selling stuff online.
Gotcha.
Whatever you're good at.
Cool.
Find a way to monetize it.
Mm.
Then there's passive income.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
It's a popular concept.
But I'm not really sure what it means.
Basically, it's income you earn without actively working for it.
So like what?
Like investments, for instance.
Oh, okay.
If you invest in stocks or real estate,
Uh-huh.
you can earn money from dividends or rent
Right.
without having to do a whole lot.
So you set it up once,
Oh.
and then it keeps generating income.
Ideally.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
It can be, but it's not always easy.
What do you mean?
Well, some investments,
Yeah.
like real estate,
Yeah,
they require a lot of money up front.
right.
But there are other options
Okay,
that are more accessible.
right.
Starting a blog,
Hmm.
creating an online course,
Oh, interesting.
things like that.
So you put in the effort up front
Right.
and then potentially earn income from it over time.
Exactly.
So that's diversifying income.
Step one,
Got it. What's step 2?
redefining wealth.
Redefining wealth.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's about looking beyond just money.
And considering a more holistic view of wealth.
So it's not just about how much money you have in the bank.
Right.
It's about something more.
Exactly. It's about having control
Control over what?
over your time,
Uh,
your choices,
okay.
your resources.
I like that.
It's about freedom
Freedom to do what?
to shape your life
Wow.
according to your values,
Yeah.
not just the demands of a job.
That might not even make you happy or let you live the life you want.
Yeah.
So it's about having agency
Yeah.
to make decisions that align with your priorities.
Right.
Like spending time with family
Mhm.
or pursuing a passion project.
Or just having peace of mind,
Yeah.
knowing you're financially stable.
I'm really liking this redefinition of wealth.
Me too. It's a powerful shift in perspective.
It makes success about more than just money.
Exactly.
But what about the unexpected stuff?
The curveballs life throws at you.
Yeah. How do we prepare for that?
That's where step 3 comes in,
Okay.
building a safety net.
A safety net,
Yeah.
like an emergency fund.
It's more than that.
Oh, okay.
It's about cultivating resilience.
Resilience.
Mhm.
What does that mean?
It's about having systems of support
Okay.
to help you through tough times.
So if something bad happens,
Yeah.
you're not completely derailed,
Right.
like losing your job.
Exactly.
Okay, so how do you build that kind of safety net?
It's multifaceted.
Okay.
The script talks about building networks of support.
Like friends and family.
Yeah, and also your community,
Okay.
people you can rely on.
I got it.
Then there's developing in-demand skills.
So even if you lose one job,
Mm-hmm.
you have skills that are valuable elsewhere.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
And creating resilient resources.
What are resilient resources?
Things that can't be easily taken away,
Mm.
like knowledge
Oh, okay.
or strong relationships.
So it's not just about money in the bank
Right. It's about having a strong foundation.
to weather the storms.
Exactly.
But all of this sounds like a lot of work,
It can be.
especially if you're already struggling.
Yeah.
Like the script mentions someone who started a side hustle
Uh-huh.
and they were only making like $50 a week at first.
Yeah.
That's not a lot.
No, but it's a start.
Right.
It's about taking those small steps,
Okay.
building momentum over time.
So even if it feels insignificant at first,
Yeah,
it's still worth doing.
absolutely.
You got to start somewhere.
Exactly.
It's pretty inspiring, though,
Yeah.
to see that even small steps can make a difference.
Absolutely.
But I do want to address something.
Okay, what's that?
This whole conversation,
Mm-hmm.
it might feel a little overwhelming,
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
especially if you're already struggling.
Especially then.
Like just trying to keep your head above water.
Yeah, right.
These ideas might seem
Yeah.
like luxuries.
Like something you don't have the bandwidth for.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's important to acknowledge that not everyone starts from the same place.
Right.
And there are systemic barriers
Oh, yeah, for sure.
that make it really tough for some people to break free.
Like the script talks about that.
They do.
They have this powerful visual.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
It's a time lapse
Okay.
of a city growing.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time,
Yeah.
homelessness is increasing.
Wow.
It's this stark contrast.
It really highlights
Yeah.
the systemic issues at play.
It's not just about
Right.
individual choices or lack of effort
There are larger forces at work.
that create these inequalities.
It's about the systems we've built.
So it's not enough to just focus on individual action.
No, I think it needs to be both.
Both what?
Individual and collective action.
Like what kind of collective action?
Well, supporting policies
Okay.
that promote living wages,
Uh-huh.
affordable housing,
Yeah.
accessible healthcare.
Those are big ones.
They are, but they're crucial.
And maybe even exploring
Yeah.
alternative economic models.
Like what?
Things like worker-owned cooperatives.
Interesting.
So we need to work together to create a more equitable system.
For everyone.
So to recap what we've learned today,
Okay, let's do it.
that whole get a good job and you'll be fine idea
Yeah.
might be a bit outdated.
Might be an understatement.
The script calls it the big lie.
Right. And we've explored some alternative ways of thinking about work and wealth.
Exactly like diversifying your income,
Mm-hmm.
redefining wealth.
And building a safety net.
It's about recognizing
Yeah.
that you have more power than you think.
Like the script says, the power is in your hands.
That's a powerful statement.
Is.
But for someone listening who's feeling lost,
Mm-hmm.
unsure where to even start,
What would you tell them?
what's one small step they can take
Today?
to start moving towards a better future?
I'd say ask yourself this.
Okay.
What's one thing I can do this week
Hmm.
to gain a little more control over my time,
Okay.
my choices, or my resources?
I like that.
It could be something small,
Like what?
researching side hustles.
Talking to a friend about investing.
Yeah.
Or just brainstorming skills you want to learn.
Just start somewhere.
Exactly. The key is to take that first step.
It's about shifting your mindset
From feeling powerless
to recognizing your own power.
to shape your own future.
And who knows, maybe this deep dive has sparked some ideas
Oh, I hope so.
for future deep dives.
Yeah.
Like we could look into specific side hustles,
That'd be cool.
explore different passive income models,
Definitely.
or even investigate those community-based economic initiatives.
Yeah, the ones that are creating more equitable ways of working.
Exactly.
That'd be awesome.
So to wrap things up,
Yeah.
I hope this deep dive
Mm-hmm.
has given you some things to think about.
And hopefully some inspiration to take action.
Whether you're trying to escape poverty
Yeah.
or just create a more resilient life,
A more fulfilling life.
remember the power really is in your hands.
It is.
Keep learning
Keep exploring.
and keep striving to create a life that you love. Well said. And remember, you don't have to do it alone.
Oh, that's important.
There are resources out there,
Yeah.
communities.
People who can help.
Exactly. So keep asking questions
Keep connecting.
and keep believing in your ability to make a difference.
In your own life and in the world.
That's what it's all about.